How do I price my art? This is one of the most frequently asked questions I get by artists in my business. Probably because there is so much incorrect and conflicting information out there on the internet, and it can be very confusing. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 3 golden rules to pricing your art. For more videos on all things related to art business, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Martha and I worked in the contemporary art world for over a decade. I worked my way up in my career working in contemporary art galleries in London and became a gallery director. I now help artists based all over the world to create wildly successful art businesses. Okay, first of all, let me tell you that pricing is a very nuanced thing, which is why I would like to please ask you to stop listening to all of the advice and information that you may have come across out there on the internet, because honestly, most of it, if not all of it, is actually grossly wrong. Trust me, I've gone through all of the free blog posts out there and I've gone deep into searching this topic, and there is a lot of potentially damaging advice out there on pricing for artists. Damaging because I've witnessed emerging artists blow up and become popular very quickly. Their works have been priced too high very early on in their career, and this can be incredibly detrimental to their long-term career trajectory. Why? Well, because pricing too high too early on in your career isn't sustainable, and you or your gallery, if they are the ones that are pricing your works for you, can crash your own market. And once this happens and your market starts to drop, there's no going back from this. So if you're in it for the long game, it's really important to be strategic when it comes to pricing your artwork from the offset. Therefore, in the short term, pricing your work too high or too low even could hurt your sales. So if you aren't nailing your prices, you could be leaving hundreds or even thousands of pounds in artwork sales on the table. So what is the answer? Here are my top 3 golden rules required to take steps towards being more strategic with your pricing. Number 1, let go of pricing formulas and using online artwork pricing calculators. So one of the most common mistakes I see artists make with their pricing, based on all of this misinformation out there, is using formulas and pricing calculators to price their work. Pricing work by square inch and pricing purely based off of costs of labour, time and materials to give you the price, whether you work this out yourself or using that online calculator, does not work when it comes to pricing contemporary art. This method of pricing art does not take into account any of the nuances that it means to be an artist in the rapidly evolving world that we currently live in. If you have been using formulas thinking they are giving you the most logical of prices, please stop doing this. The art market isn't logical. Plus, charging an hourly wage disguised as an artwork isn't going to give you the freedom you would like and deserve in this life. This method is going to keep you stuck living month to month and having to supplement your income. Not only that, pricing this way will most likely cause your audience and your potential buyers to not take you very seriously, which may hurt your sales and your reputation. Number 2, have absolute confidence and conviction behind your prices. Pulling figures out of thin air and doing guesswork is not what will get your artwork sold. If you aren't fully behind your prices and are able to offer them with confidence and conviction, then your potential buyers will feel it and will therefore cause them to not feel confident enough to buy from you. It's just how it works. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then why should anyone else? It's an energy or a sort of vibe that people unconsciously pick up on. You have to believe in yourself and the value of your work first in order for it to be desirable. At this point, you might be wondering how you can practically price your work in a way that makes you feel confident and able to fully stand behind your pricing because you truly believe in yourself, your work, and your offers. Now, it's never too late or too early to learn this information. There is no shame in not knowing how to price your art properly or having price based on ineffective methods up until this point. In my business, I work with hundreds of artists, from emerging early career artists to established artists. Don't be afraid to seek help when you need to fill in the gaps. You aren't expected to know this stuff. No one teaches you this in art school or in the real world. And I want artists to have access to the most invaluable information that isn't shared anywhere else, which is why I created my course, Pricing Your Art. And inside of Pricing Your Art, it really includes everything you need to know about pricing your art. Now, the third golden rule to pricing your art is to have a clear understanding and knowledge of the market and your perceived value. So in order to nail your prices, you need to have a crystal clear understanding and knowledge of the market and a crystal clear understanding and knowledge of your perceived value. So looking at your contemporaries to see how they are pricing their work is an okay starting point, but this shouldn't be used in your long-term pricing strategy. You must develop your own intuition to gauge how to price based on your own market. And this can only be done by looking and analysing your own sales data. And this is yet another nuance factor to consider when pricing your work. Now, I know how it's such a huge struggle for many artists, which is why I created Pricing Your Art, where I share all of my knowledge and insights on pricing art while factoring in our current digital climate and based on my 10 plus years working in the contemporary art world combined. Now, during these 10 plus years working at some of the top world-renowned contemporary art galleries, I learnt firsthand how to price contemporary art closely alongside some of the best art dealers in the industry. Inside Pricing Your Art, I share exactly how to price your work in accordance with the market and your perceived value. I also show you how and when to increase your prices without destroying your own market. I show you how to price your works when you're working with galleries and using third-party online platforms to sell your work. I'll be sharing with you whether to have pricing transparency online and addressing one of the most frequently asked questions: should I list my prices or keep them hidden? I'm going to be covering terminology around pricing so you'll know the difference between gallery price, wall price, retail price, and studio price and net price. I'm going to be talking to you about currency, what currency to price in, and working with multiple currencies also. You'll also come away with a solid and sustainable pricing strategy if you're an artist who plans to have a long-term successful art career. And there's so much more. So if you're ready to start pricing your works and have a long-term successful art career, go over to the link in the description below now to join Pricing Your Art today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, do let me know by liking it, commenting down below and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.